catering to the need of working professionals by providing personalized career guidance along with offering various executive programs from prestigious B schools and universities, India and globally. Today, I am excited to introduce Mr. Ashish Ganorkar with us. Mr. Ganorkar is a banker himself. He is the National Product Head with Axis Bank as of now. He is an agriculture engineer and MBA by qualification with more than 25 years of work experience in sales and marketing. Previously worked with 3 great manufacturing companies. Dear sir, we are happy to welcome you and looking forward for this session.
Yeah, thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much for good words for me. Good evening, all friends who are.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, so all are joined. Everybody is there, and can
yes,
you hear?
Sir,
yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You are audible completely.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. So good evening, friends. I'm Ashish Ganorkar. Pooja introduced me as a banker. Yes, I'm banker by profession right now and working with a renowned bank from last 50. And before that I was working with some other organizations, but I will be happy to tell you that I was I'm an alumni of Bharati Vidyapith. I did my MBA from Bharati Vidyapith in 1994, and since then I'm working with all the other organizations. So topic today, which I was told to work upon, is importance of management degree in corporate world. As everybody is aware, there are various stages of civilization. Initially, it was pre-agriculture civilization. Then, some around 12,000 years back, we had agricultural civilization, and then in 19th century, we came to industrial civilization, or you can say industrial revolution. And since then, industries started flourishing it started flourishing in gradually it came to India, and then now you can see as on date, it is a big revolution and pan world. We are seeing a lot of businesses, a lot of industries, a lot of organizations which are coming up now also in a strong way. But if we go back to the context of India, there was a license Raj till 1990. So after globalization started, there was a big boost to industries, big boost to manufacturing, and slowly it came back it converted to a big boost to the service industry also. And since this in India license Raj went out, we came forward with huge demand for management in the industries, because that industry started growing, and we didn't have much of the people who were able to handle the industries in a proper way. And the demand came up in a very, very, very strong way. And as you know, it has now become a buzzing word now. So now, Pooja, can you share first slide for benefit of others?
So give us just 1 minute.
Yeah. So I can say this way, if we talk in the context of India, it is why we need manage, because, yeah, can you share it in on a larger screen? Yeah, Pooja, can you share? So if we talk about the national economy, right? So the national economy, we are talking about growth to 5 trillion in a span of 2025. So in that context, if you can see what exactly was happening in India. So this management uh, degree, or we can say management degree, or maybe management skills or management education. Why it was important? Because see, the Indian economy is growing in a big way, and while growing of the Indian economy, we are having uh, uh, the. I'm not able to see the slide, Pooja. Yeah.
Is it visible now, sir?
Yeah. Now you can expand it to
Yes, yes.
for the entire screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we talk about the national economy, then growth of the business is extremely important, because as we are aware, the economy, we are talking about 5 trillion economy. So obviously, this economy will be 5 trillion only if the businesses start growing. And once the business are, if we want to reach to that level, uh, the processes which are involved into development of the businesses or into expansion of businesses are very complex. Because if you go back to maybe 20 years or maybe 30 years back, the competition was not that high. If you see in the context of India, competitions was not that high. Even it was not existent, non-existent. I can see in some businesses, but now there is huge competition. A lot of digitalization has happened. The world has become a small village. It does mean that you have to compete with the entire world. In this scenario, the processes involved have become complex. And uh, if the success of any business, it depends on how that business is handled by the respective people. Because if you have seen a lot of businesses going down because of mishandling of the business. So what is important in handling of this business is the knowledge of the business, knowledge of the processes, knowledge of the complexity, and the remedies and solutions which are required to get the things going. So these are the important things. And then when we are doing these things, numerous factors, numerous external factors, numerous internal factors have to be kept in mind to get these solutions. And then if this has to be done, definitely a person with expertise is required to deal with all these situations. And how this expertise will come? This expertise comes only with the management education, because you are learning the different things, different situations which are related to the businesses into management education. Right. So, Pooja, can you have next slide, please? Now, if we have seen the context why we require management education, but then now, whether we have that requirement of potential in India to accommodate the number of people which are coming into this education and getting educated through management degrees. So let's see what is the current situation in India. See, the survey or the study says that India has to face huge shortage of skilled managers by 2035. Right. So this report is from the year 2015. So 5 years have gone after that, but still, yes, because the expansion, when I said the context, that time only I told you the businesses are growing in such a big way that this management students or management degree holders are desperately required for the industry in India. So India generates 1 million plus IT professionals in a year. The slide is in front of you. But then management students are only 0.4 million every year. So just see what is a huge difference of the people who are coming out of various professional degrees. So this study definitely shows that there is a huge deficit of managers or people having managerial degrees in India. And in other sectors, you can see less than 20% of the people get immediate jobs, but then in management or who has become MBA, the job opportunity which is immediate is 50%. That means 50% of the people who get graduated MBAs get immediate job. Immediate we're talking about. We are not talking about the total job requirement, but immediately they get the job, which is 50%. Right. Then now to boost this managerial or MBA colleges or MBA education, government is giving online permissions or maybe permission for online education, online trainings to various institutes across India. Because this is why it is required, because if a person who is a working person is not able to attain the colleges, so and if he has a willingness to go for management education, then he gets because it's a flexible one, and he gets time to go for the education whenever suitable time is available. Right, maybe on Saturdays, Sundays they have classes, maybe entire days. So that is a big advantage now that government is giving for getting you a degree on management. And private sector, definitely, if you go back 10 years and if you compare it right now, if any private sector organization prefers MBA degree over a plain graduate or any other degree. So this is a important, you can say, a period in the era of Indian economy that we as management graduates will be sought after. And because of this, it's very, I can say it's very advisable to have a management degree with you for future development of us. So Pooja, can you have a next slide, please? Now people will say, why, okay, you have got global things, global gyan de rahe, ya fir you say a lot of times ye to kya, anybody can say this thing. But then if you talk about benefits of getting managerial degree, then what is the benefit? How can we stand different from others? How can the managers or maybe a management degree holders stand different from others? See, the skill sets which are inculcated in you during these courses are advanced. So a person who has not a managerial degree and a person who's having, you will definitely, if they stand in front of each other, you will have a definite differentiation between them. You can understand he's a managerial, you can say the degree holder, and another is not. So once you come in this field or in this particular, you can say league, then you get various networking kind of things. So you get networking with all other managerial people, and then you get your own business acumen. Of course, salaries, if you can compare with of the MBAs and salaries of non-managerial management degree students, there is a substantial difference in the salaries. And of course, when we go in a degree of management, then we learn to face challenging business scenarios in case studies, because if you are going for a MBA degree or management degree, definitely you are going to go through a practical case studies, whatever things have happened in past, how complex those were, and how were the solutions, or how people could not success in those particular things. Like many a times we take example of Jack Ma, or many times we take example why Nokia couldn't come up to the expectations, and why did they fail when smartphones came into existence. Or maybe if you talk about Kodak, or if you talk about DMart, how successful it made. So these are the examples which we get in front of us. We go through the depth of it and study the examples, and then understand why particular business succeeded and why particular business failed. So it gives you a bigger perspective of study of any business. And then of course we say, if we have to, if you are a wise man, then you have to learn from the mistakes of others. So you don't have to make mistakes if you are a wise man. So whatever mistakes have happened in the past by various businesses, we get the opportunity to learn those and to avoid those mistakes in our career in when we become a management graduate. It is, I can say, it's a part-time available also, because many that just I was telling you, online training is education is available. So maybe Saturday, Sundays also they can go. I have seen this kind of curriculum which is happening. Saturdays maybe 4 or 5 years, and maybe Sunday 7 or 8 hours of trainings are happening online. So the big availability which digitalization has given us. And of course, age is not a bar, because I mean people becoming MBA at age of 50 or 55 or 60 also, because as you know, it's not that we should only after becoming graduate immediately we should go for MBA. So some people cannot do it because of certain compulsions of income. There's issues in the families. So after some time, when they settle down, then they feel why I could not do graduate management degree before. So there is no, or we can say nothing late into it. We can do it at any point of time. So these are why we have to go for management degree is a very clear perspective for that, right? So Pooja, can you go for the next slide? So why, see, I saw, we talked about the career planning, we talked about our perspective, we can say a scenario in India, and why management is required. But now about management degree, output of managerial education. What is the output of managerial education? A good knowledge of business and finance, economics and marketing, a range of practical skills and product knowledge, sought after by graduate employers. Now, this is a very, I can say, peculiar thing, because we have seen a lot of employers as of date also are non-graduates. I'm not talking about big companies. I'm talking about even startups and everything. So where people are not postgraduates or management graduates, so they are banking upon management degree holders for expansion in business, because they understand that these people are having something extra skills, because of which they want to hire such people. And of course, the entire gamut of all private sector, then voluntary organizations, public sector is open for this kind of people who are having managerial degrees. So this is what is output of managerial education. You can exploit this education which you have taken. And of course, told you management standing of all the business activities that include and pertain to customers, supervision and administration of finance, accounting, and managerial aspects of business. And I can say you, this is very important. It's emerged as one of the major course options against mainstream career prospects like engineering and doctors. I will like to add here one important point. Okay? If you talk about any hospital, so hospitals is when you go to hospital, we think about only doctors, but then it has been proved many times that doctors are skilled in their profession, but it does not mean that they are skilled in managing the organizations or managing the hospitals. So here also, managers or MBA graduates or MBA, I can say, experts are hired to manage the hospitals. This is one example I'm just giving because it's a core. This is a core function of doctors, but then doctors cannot. In most of the case, I don't say that doctors cannot manage it. I will tell you, most of the hospitals, bigger chains of hospitals, they are managed by management graduates only. Why? Because the doctors will do their job and they will give you rest of the things to manage to the MBA graduates. Yeah. So Pooja, next slide, please. See, there are concepts. I'll just give you a brief of it because I don't want to go into depth of it. It's very vast subject or very vast field management. So because as I have a shortage of time, I can say concepts related to business management. Very few concepts I will elaborate here. This is business operations and business process. So set of business processes that aim to achieve particular goals. So I have a particular goal in my mind, or in organization has to achieve the particular goal. So there are different processes which are involved or which are developed to achieve that goal. So that is one part of management of a business. And business process is the set of activities targeting particular good to deliver service to product. So business process and business. So the business process is a small one portion of it, and then many such processes are clubbed together to form the business operations. So this is one example just I'm giving. Otherwise, there are huge things in management which will, I think, if you are talking about there is a 2-year curriculum for business or management degree. So definitely it's a vast thing. So I'm just giving a glimpse of it, how it works, right? And a very brief thing is that which qualities are gained after doing business management. I'll say is a very important thing is leadership, teamwork, and marketing. I'm just giving 3 brief points which you get after the management degree. But I'll tell you one important thing. There is always a concept because those who are not have managerial degree and those who have managerial degree, they say we nahi hua to kya management degree we have, I can manage without that also. Many people are adamant on that thing. But then it has been proved time and again that those who have managerial degrees have excelled into the businesses. You go and see any organization for that matter which is doing well or which is a big organization. At the helm of the organization, you will always see a management graduate, barring very few. I will not. There are always exceptions to all these things, but then most of the organizations, you will see the people at the helm of the companies. Maybe you can say core team. All they are always management graduates. So all these skills which I mentioned, I'm just mentioning three or four skills, but then because of these major skills which they have developed during their management education, they are able to reach to that level. Of course, this is very important. All managers will not. Someone will argue that all managers will not reach to that level, of course. But then it is not only the education which makes you knowledgeable or which makes you successful. It is the internal commitment, internal zeal, internal passion that makes you successful. Management education will definitely help you to go to that level, but then it is you, I inside you that makes things happen in a big way. Right. So, put the next slide, please. So when I was, as I told you, I am also alumni of Bharati Vidyapit long back. So I was proud to get associated with the Zaro team to talk about the courses of Bharati Vidyapit and in the I think they have various courses which they are on your screen right now, which I could read: industry certified programs, practical business trainings, recorded video lectures, are all the features of these trainings which Bharati Vidyapit provides, and I'm happy to be alumni of that. You must be telling why I'm repeatedly saying this thing, because it changed the perspective of my life entirely when after doing MBA from this institute. Yeah. So Pooja, thanks for sharing those slides. We can go for question answer sessions. If anybody has any questions, please they can raise their hands.
Dear audience, you have the raise hand feature in the chat system. You can raise your hand and ask any question.
Yeah, Neeraj Rawat, you can ask.
Can we unmute Mr. Neeraj?
Yeah, Neeraj. Can you hear?
Can we unmute Mr. Neeraj? Neeraj, hi, you can unmute yourself. Mr. Neeraj Rawat. Yeah. You need to unmute yourself, Mr. Neeraj. Okay, by the time Mr. Neeraj is unmuting and making his technical sort, we can have the other audience who wants to ask any question with sir. Can you raise your hand? So the raise hand feature is there in the chat system, or else you can write down your question in the chat box.
Yeah, that will also be possible.
Your audience, you can ask your questions via chat system, or else you can raise your hand in the chat option and we can unmute you. So by the time, sir, we get more questions, I would like to seek your understanding on this online as a concept. What is your point of view on this online source of education?
Yeah, so I see if you have asked this question maybe 5 years back to me or maybe 10 years back to me, I would have said, okay, no, there is no option for classroom training. But then now, if you talk about the current scenario of COVID-19, then it has become a buzzword now. And because 3 months back, you would have thought, okay, we can go with this thing. But now, once we have started going into that, it has started feeling, yes, it's very easy, it's very comfortable. You can do it from any nook and corner of your house, or maybe you're sitting outside also, somewhere else also you can start learning. Only you should have willingness to do it. So now I am 100% pro online education, because now if you ask me, my son is going for his education, and he is having online classes every day, maybe around 6-7 hours. So, and he's happy with that, because he doesn't have to travel maybe 1 hour going and 1 hour coming back, and that time he can utilize in studies. So yes, it is very, very, very useful, I can see now.
Correct. Very convenient as well, I think.
Of course.
So, yes, sir. So we have a question from Mr. Neeraj Rawat asking about what is the difference between PGDM and an MBA.
Pardon? I didn't get you. PGDM.
So what is the difference between PGDM and MBA?
MBA is a degree. It's a Master in Business Administration, and PGDM is a diploma, postgraduate diploma in management. So definitely, if you corporate has a different take on all both of these things. If he is a postgraduate like MBA, so his importance, or you can say utility, I can say, not importance, I cannot say use this word importance, but utility as a graduate is more than a utility of a diploma holder. Difference, maybe there are everyone has a curricular difference in this package. Probably I feel, because I don't remember right now, but in PGDM many times was a 1 year course earlier, and MBA was a 2 years course, and MBA is a more practical course than PGDM. Now I don't remember whether it is 1 year or 2 year now. So Pooja, you can have your
Correct. So, sir, initially it was 1 year, now being into 2 years of PGDM. In fact, PGDM has more of advanced syllabus as compared to MBA, and more on industry exposure is there in the PGDM side. Sir, we have the next question from Mr. Swarna Deeps asking about, hello sir, can you throw some light on impact of management degree in pharmaceutical research domain?
I'll tell one thing very importantly. For that matter, if research work you are talking about, definitely it is to be done by research scholars, right? But then if you talk about for a company is there, and a particular field is there, a particular domain is there where research is happening. So there are many people who are doing this research. So a scientist will do his work there as a research holder. Like I give example of doctors, right? So in a hospitals, for example, doctors are doing their job. They are into operations, or maybe into surgeries, into diagnosis and all these things. But then if you talk about the entire gamut of operations of that hospital, that particular care is taken by management people. So that is precisely the same thing is there. If is a research, a person is doing research, so he will be focused on that particular activity. But then if it's an organization, then which research, which is important, what are the surveys happening, which is important thing, or maybe which molecule has to be developed, what is other people are doing in advance. So taking the data, analyzing it, and providing it to the people, that job can be done very well by management people. Of course, with inputs of who are the scientists or who are research fellows there working there. So definitely, if you want to be a core scientist, then probably this may not help you. But if you are talking about the entire operations of the company, definitely it's essential, I will say.
Correct. So we have the next question asking about, does MBA really helps after mechanical engineer degree?
See, according to me, MBA degree can go with anyone. Now, if I can say I am an agricultural engineer, right? So it's engineer, but then still I am MBA. So it has definitely boosted me into a different league altogether. Similarly, if you are an engineer, you are working on definitely you're working as a floor manager or maybe a supervisory level or maybe one step ahead. But then if you want to go in the, if you want to be in the organization which is manufacturing industry, then also you will require managerial skills to go up in the hierarchy. Or if you are a mechanical engineer, then you will be restricted to be in the manufacturing industry only if you don't go for any managerial education. But then if it is accompanied by managerial education, then your field for work expands completely, because there is no bar on a MBA degree holder to work into only manufacturing industry. You will be able to work in many sectors. I'm working as being an agriculture engineer. I would have limited myself to any irrigation company or maybe any tractor company for that matter. But now, being a MBA, now my horizon expanded. I came to bank. So being an agriculture engineer, I may not have got entry into the bank that time. So precisely that happens in every industry.
So the next question. Yes, sir. So the next question is, he's from hotel industry, which is, so he's asking about which is good for him, MBA in sales and marketing or a general MBA for his future, and can he change his industry after doing MBA?
See, first thing is hotel management. If you are there, so what inclination you have got, because what in management in hotel industry also you want to continue there also. If you have inclination towards marketing or business development, then you will prefer MBA in business and marketing. But if you have preferences overall internal management of the hotel industry or maybe particular hotel or maybe chain of hotels, then you will prefer MBA. And definitely, I've already told you, after you become MBA, your basic graduation is not, mostly it is not asked. Because I have seen where I work in my organization also, I'm working with mechanical engineers also. There are electronics engineers also. There are plain BA or BCom and then postgraduates also in management. Even from all the sectors people are there. Once they have got this degree, I think there is no bar. So you can go into any organization at whatever level. Because if I call in my organization, if you talk about my MD, he is a maybe chemical engineer or mechanical engineer something, and then he became MBA. But he's handling, or maybe I don't remember his first degree, so it's not that important, which I feel. He may be a graduate in art. I'm not remembering that, but then because why I'm not remembering? Because it's not essential for me now. He's MBA and he's there.
Correct. Sir, Abhishek has a question. At midst of lockdown, many businesses impacted. So as an entrepreneur, how can one approach to become a product-based company? Let's say if he's from a textile.
I missed a few words in between.
Sure. So Abhishek asks about how lockdown has affected businesses, and as an entrepreneur, how can someone approach being a product-based company? So for an example, if he is a textile product-based company, how does he approach further?
See, COVID-19 is a general perception that COVID-19 has impacted entire industries, but it is not true. So few of the industries have expanded like anything in this particular era. See about what is requirement of that particular, for you are into particular product, so how that product is in demand right now, because if you go and have the differentiation between the products, so those things, even FMCGs as of now, they are flourishing. Even if you talk about some services definitely they are flourishing, but most of the services are not. If you're talking about certain companies which are into manufacturing, yes, impact happened there on the production, but then demand in many places has not reduced. So generally, yes, there is a impact of COVID-19 on the business parts. But then, if you're talking about any textile industry particular product, so which product you want to? Because as of now, what demand? Where is the demand of which product that we have to identify first? That is what I'm saying. How MBA comes into picture. In this complex situations, how to deal with the situation that is very clearly coming up in such scenario. For example, if you're in textile industry, so which are the products which are having more demand? Because even textile industry, some products are selling in a big way as of now. Suppose you talk about masks, maybe they are in huge demand. It's a part of one product of it's prepared from clothes. So there's big demand. Or maybe if you're talking about some products in textile industry which are not doing well, like people are not able to go into markets and buying it. But then the same business is coming from your online businesses, like Amazon is there, or maybe Flipkart is there. So people who cannot go in the market, they are demanding it from there. So that industry is still flourishing, where people are still going for that, but may not be a very high end apparels. If they are talking about maybe daily needs requirement, okay, I just have to stay at home. So which are the clothes which I require to stay, or maybe I have to go just a bit out for buying something. So I will not go for very high end products, but I will go for average range of products. So that particular industry is flourishing now, because people who went out, they cannot wear those things, but then they have to wear things at home. So that particular requirement is always there. So depending on these particulars, we have to decide whether I can do something good into the products which are having demand right now. So that is what the thought I have anyway, because you are being in that industry, you are a better judge of things, which product can be sold right now. Right.
So Shubham has the next question asking about he's pursuing MBA in financial administration. Would he be able to look forward for pharmaceutical sector?
Of course. See, pharmaceutical is not only manufacturing, right? And it's not only marketing. So they have financial aspects also. Any industry is combination. I just mentioned in my presentation also, financial management is a crucial thing in an industry. So if you are doing financial MBA in financial administration, of course you can go in pharmaceutical. Rather, you can go in an industry for that matter. Pharmaceutical, if you want to go there, is obviously you can go there, but you can go into any industry, because finance is the backbone of any company.
Okay, so we have one more question from Ms. Arushi. Hello, sir. I have lots of lost my job in pandemic, and currently I am pursuing MBA from Jaipur National University as a distance learning. And I have 9+ years of experience and is well-known in a well-known organization. I want to know that this distance MBA is good for me or no?
Very tricky question. See, any education, whether it is a distant education or whether it is a classroom education, it depends precisely on the student. If I go into mythology, आपने एकलव्य की कथा कभी सुनी होगी कि द्रोणाचार्य अर्जुन को धनुर्विद्या पढ़ा रहे थे, तो ये लड़का, because he was not part of the क्षत्रिय वंश, तो he was not allowed to learn it from directly. So उसने छुप छुप के जो वो अर्जुन को सिखाते थे, वो अपने आप छुप के सीखा, मतलब वो उनको गुरु मान के सीख लिया. तो and then he became expert. And unfortunately, when Gurudakshina में उसका अंगूठा मांगा गया, इसलिए he could not go become a best Dhanurdhari. But then he learned it from distance only. But he became one of the best ones. So मतलब ये concept distance का वही है कि he learned it there. उसको कोई द्रोणाचार्य ने डायरेक्टली सिखाया नहीं, बट यहाँ तो आपके टीचर्स आर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू इन योर, जैसे आज मैं बात कर रहा हूँ आपसे, वैसे दे विल बी टॉकिंग टू यू. सो इट्स नॉट डिस्टेंस, बट इट इज वेरी, it depends entirely on the student how he takes it. Otherwise people are there to teach you all the time. It's us how much we can take.
Absolutely. Any other question from the audience? We still have 2 minutes of time, 2 to 3 minutes. Any other questions? We take a last question from your end, audience. So I guess we are done with our questions as of now, sir. For more queries or any doubts, Jaro Education will share the further details to all our participants. I would like to give a special thank you to Ashish sir for giving your time and your guidance. It was extremely great and wow. And we thank all our participants for today's presence in the webinar. For more doubts, queries, clarifications, we will surely reach out to you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to have interaction with budding graduates in management. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.